Intuitive Life and Business Sparks, your podcast to reconnect to your intuition, to lead a life to the fullest from your heart with health, wealth, happiness and deep connection with yourself and others. Thank you for letting me serve. Welcome to episode 19 of Intuitive Life and Business Sparks podcast. Today I would like to talk about the sea situation. And the same as the virus starts with a sea, I have found many seas reflecting this situation and also seas to the letter C, to know or to hold on or to find your truth. So if you're curious, please stay with me. Thank you for listening. Let's start with the first C, crisis. We are in a pandemic crisis and are told by our government to take or to follow the measures they are sending out. And for example, in Switzerland, people are very disciplined. Most of them stick to the rules and, it's okay so far. But in the minds and in the feelings of people, especially the older generation, they have flashbacks to other situations in their life, like World War II, where they have to be kept inside, where they have to be anxious, and where you didn't know whom you could trust or not. So it's a bit of a mixed feeling, and on the surface, everything seems still all right. We can be very grateful to live in a country with such a good health system and also with good supplies, and things are organized and quiet, more or less. I am very aware that this is not the common state in other places in the earth at this very moment. And I send beams of light to these places where their challenges are a lot bigger. I already used the next word. It's called challenge. Yes, we have very challenging times ahead. It's not only the disease or the virus which is spreading and the deaths. It's also the economic change and also the change of the workplace as such. And many other areas are also involved, like traveling, how we treat elderly people, how we treat chronically ill people, the whole way we look at ill people, illness and health, our whole health system. Everything is could be turned upside down, and it's a big the third C, it's a big chance to see the good in this crisis, to see the good in the fourth C, in this change. Because it is a big change, and it feels like the doors to go back are closed. There's only one way, which is forward, and that's okay. Still, we're in the midst of it, so nobody can tell what the world will look like in a few months. And there's a lot of untruth in the discussions. And there are things, it's also the word manipulation is shown. And people are restricted in their freedom in order to save the vulnerable part of the society, as it is said. I've talked about change. So the change I see, or the possibilities, the transformation, is that this is such an important time energy-wise and frequency-wise. Maybe you have symptoms of fatigue. Maybe if you feel really tired, even if you might not be working. And this is also a sign that the energy level is lifting and that many people are feeling it physically, either by tiredness or by symptoms in their body. Maybe you have a funny digestion, maybe some joints ache, maybe your back, your neck. Yes, it's a stress. It can be a stressful time if you're anxious or if you're going into fear. Also, then you have maybe physical symptoms. But also, I myself feel it physically that there's like a shift going through the world and also through the people. The next C is calmness. And that's another invitation again to stay calm, even if you see that some things don't resonate with you, that you don't trust what media is telling you, even if you don't know what this is good for, even if you don't know where the money will come from in the future. It's an invitation to stay calm, to stay in your body and stay calm and trust the universe will provide. And the universe provides in many thousand different forms. Don't expect maybe like money dropping from the sky, but it might be money appearing from unknown sources. And even if you don't think that's the universe, it might still be. And take it joyfully. Trust the process. It's also not the time to step into agitation and wanting to sell things. I don't know, it sometimes feels a bit like playing with the fear of people. You are, of course, allowed to serve and to support people on their journey, especially the topic of immunity, which I talked about in the last episode, is so important. And instead of making people more fearful, I also want you to become stronger and your immune system to become alert and strong. And we have a body who's capable to adapt to almost any situation. The next C is clarity. Although it doesn't seem clear yet what is true or not, there are a lot of uncertainties around the disease, around the virus, and it's also unclear whether the measures we take are really the right ones. And all this will clear up soon. all this dust, all this fog will disappear, and we will find clarity, and the truth will stand last. The other thing about clarity is that you are now invited to first clear your inside, clear your mind, clear your heart, clear your body. And once you have done this clearing inside, the outside will become clearer too. And you will get the picture. You will get the right picture. Not the picture, but you will feel clearer. Your senses will be stronger and more sensitive to vibes, to anything. We are entering a new level of frequency, of consciousness even. That's the next C. So stay very clear inside, and also with your wishes. What do you really want? And don't step aside and make excuses. It's not the time. Be unapologetically honest, clear with yourself. Okay, the next C, consciousness. I actually didn't have it on my list, but it popped out now, so it might be important. It's also something I feel very strongly, that the consciousness of people is increasing. And even if they don't, if they don't feel attached to any self-development things, that doesn't matter. It's inside, and they grow from the inside. And this round here, this crisis, is another step to lift or to increase our consciousness and to feel our connection even stronger than before. It's also, this crisis is here to, again, talking about these old fears, remembering World War II or other crises you might had or your ancestor had in their life. All this is now healing in this next crisis. It's popping up and going through your body, through your emotions, in order to heal now. The next C is compassion. And this C the compassion starts with the compassion for yourself. I talked about it before, I know. And a friend of mine said it so nicely, because there are people bothering her, some kind of crazy people disturbing her during the night, knocking on the walls and things. And she says, I'm giving them the C bonus, which means, yes, people are feeling edgy at the moment, and it's an emotional roller coaster ride at the moment. So give yourself and your fellow humans some credit. Give them a C bonus, and don't get into anger. Don't start to compare, and stay in your own health and in your own strength by giving the C bonus now. The last C is creativity. And I love following Elizabeth Gilbert. And she just has a very simple journal where she scribbles notes and makes colorful sketches. And even people who say they're not creative, anybody is. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be beautiful in an objective way. Just do it to let your heart flow out through your fingers, and do it by hand written. Make a journal, or it's such a special time, and maybe your children and your grandchildren will ask you, how was it and how did it feel? And maybe it's good to describe what's happening and how you're feeling, what your thoughts are, your emotions, and what's happening around you. And this creativity is a very helpful process to learn to digest and to learn to process all the information, all the life we're living in at the moment. This was the last C, and I hope it helped a bit to stay in your strength. And I know this process, this C situation will go for a better. I feel it. I know there are many ways, but I also feel and hear and see how nature is supporting you, us and you, and how the universe is supporting us, how the whole world will grow stronger out of this situation, how we will be more connected on a different level. Yeah, another C, connection and cooperation. And this is also a word, new work, new work models are also real work, but on new levels, in a new way, will pop up. And always in crisis, there was the chance for new inventions and for new creative ways of living together. So whatever goes through your mind or through your heart, whatever crazy idea or creative idea, use it. Write it down. Tell about it. Go out with your ideas and let them fly around like the bees at the moment with the trees which are in blossom. And I'm at home with the 3 kids now, but I want to offer intuitive sparks, which are 20 minutes sparks to get more clarity in your own life, in your body, in your mind, in your heart. It's really a spark from the universe for you. If you're interested, send me an email and we'll find a way to talk. Thank you for listening and have a wonderful day. Hey, thanks a lot for listening. I have a new meditation as a freebie on my homepage. And if you would like to have a glimpse or get a glimpse of my work and options to meditate and gain back your strength, your self-empowerment, hop over to my homepage and find this free meditation. Thank you for letting me serve.